Okay, so welcome back to Syllabus 2. So this time we're going to be talking about how the assignments kind of break down, how to read the syllabus, and kind of understand the scheduling, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this first, the point breakdown with assignments. So quizzes are worth 120 points, lab and media worksheets are worth 256 points. Your first test is worth 120 points. Your discussion board posts are worth 160 points total. Your reading worksheets, which is what you're going to fill out for each mini mod inside of the periods, are worth 420 points. So those are a substantial chunk of change. So make sure you're doing your reading and doing your worksheets. Your Instagram project is worth 210 points, and your final is worth 120 points. So that's a cumulative total of 1,406 points for the semester. I like to try to keep it the same, but sometimes it's subject to change, but we should probably be pretty good and just assume that that's what's going to be going on. So when you're looking at your syllabus, so when we're looking at the schedule, the thing to kind of consider is I have an acronym for the textbook. It's called PHONE for Fabric of a Nation, and it's what I put online for you guys as your for your textbook inside of each module. I've uploaded them with the permission of the author. So what you're going to do though is when you get into Blackboard, you're going to look at your modules. So your syllabus is organized according to module. Each module is essentially a week, all right? And so your modules don't have an open date. They open when the course opens, all right? So every single module is going to be open for you the entirety of the course, and you can work at your own pace. However, when you are working, you need to make sure that, like this says, you have all of your assignments in by the date of that module closure. So Friday, June 12th, this Friday, you need to make sure that you have all of your assignments turned in for Module 1, okay? Which is going to be reading for Period 1. It's going to be a quiz with 15 questions worth 30 points. A discussion board post with a prompt inside of the discussion board, all right? You need to turn in your lab and media worksheet assignment, and you need to turn in your module reading worksheets. There are 4 mini mods inside of Period 1, so you're going to be turning in 4 worksheets inside of your assessments, all right? So that's how to kind of read the syllabus, okay? I also have some notes over here on the side that kind of get you to be thinking about future projects, what you should be kind of considering during that time period, things like that. And I go through every single module, what you should be doing, what the topics are, exactly what the assignments are, and what videos you should be watching, or project due dates and things like that. And so you should have a good grasp of what exactly we're doing each week just by looking at your syllabus, all right? In addition to the syllabus, all right, if we scroll down to the end, this is the end, all right? So when we get to the very end of the course, we're going to have, and for the midterm, you have module assignments and a midterm, or module assignments and the final due in the same week. So make sure that you're planning accordingly. However, once we get to the second half of the course, I've started breaking up the readings into smaller increments. So the very beginning is hard, all right? It's going to be tough. You're going to be slogging through stuff. But then when we get to period 4, which is module 4, we're halfway through the course, I start splitting all the periods into units of 4, all right? So you're going to have way less work to do in terms of reading and worksheets, okay? So just know that the first couple of weeks it's going to be a little tough, and then after that it's going to get a little bit easier. But the reason for that is because not only do you have your test, but you also have a big project, all right? Your Instagram histogram project, which I'll talk about in a separate video in more depth. But essentially, by module 7, it's your massive cumulative project for the semester. You're going to be turning in this big research project, okay? And so that's why I want to give you a little bit more time to be able to study and practice for those things, okay? So let's put away our syllabus, and we will go to the course shell, all right? So just to kind of walk you through how to look at the course shell. So we're inside of the course shell, all right? It's going to open up onto our announcements page. And when you get here, you're going to be seeing any kind of update, new announcements that you need for the course, links to the videos that you're watching right now, as well as kind of this course overview over here. This is what is the navigation pane, all right? So anytime I say in the left-hand side navigation pane, this is what I'm talking about, okay? Almost everything that you need is inside of the My Course, okay? All of your course modules and your discussion board posts are inside of the My Course, all right? There's also, at the very beginning of the semester, a Getting Started tab, all right, which has things like course information, which is going to tell you kind of just like the basic objectives of the course. This, like, I'm going to be putting things like the syllabus up, your expected computer skills. Some of the stuff isn't filled in yet. I'll have it all done by the time you guys are, like, watching this. But the meat and potatoes that you really need to know about, all right, are your modules and your discussion board and your grades, all right? In addition, there is also up top a content folder that's going to have some extra things inside of it too, that'll just be like, if you can't find something and it's in a specific folder somewhere down low, chances are it's inside the content folder too, all right? So you can check out the content folder if you're having trouble finding something. I like to kind of double dip so you guys aren't lost, okay? So the biggest part of your entire semester is going to be these modules, okay? So you're going to have 8 modules, all right? So what you're going to do is you're going to click on your module, and this is what you pretty much should be seeing, okay? You're going to have learning outcomes. You're going to have a to-do list. And then there's going to be 3 to 4 folders of things to do, okay? Every week you should be looking at your lectures folder. Let's open that up. And every week you should have 2 kind of topics, okay? So in the first week, we're going to be doing Cultures Collide, all right, which has a Prezi, and then also audio, which corresponds to your Prezi. So if you click on the Cultures Collide, it's going to open that up inside of a Prezi, all right? And then also, if you go to audio, it will take you to an audio. See, there's me. We'll stop that. It'll take you to an audio that's going to correspond with your Prezi that you have. All right. So you don't need to have an account to look at them. You can just start watching them on your own. And my audio lectures go along with these Prezis. All right. I am kind of constantly like tweaking them and editing them, so they might look a little bit different as time goes by. But in general, they're going to be pretty much the same as they are now. So that's what you need to be doing. So you need to make sure you're going through both of your folders, all right? Looking at all of your audio and Prezis. Usually most of them have about 2, all right? So make sure you're doing your lectures for both of your folders. And so that way you're getting all of your work done. Okay, so inside of Module 1, we also have our readings for the module, all right, which in this you will find your phone period 1, which is the first chapter of your textbook, okay, and you're going to need to do that reading to be able to complete your reading assignments, okay? So these are pretty serious, time-consuming projects. This first one I think is only about 40 pages long, but that's 40 textbook pages. It's not like a full 40 pages, right? There's lots of pictures and pretty details and stuff in the margins, all right? Don't freak out. But as the semester goes on, they're going to be getting a little bit more like heavy and time intensive, okay? So this is what they look like, right? Like here's a page of text, like, right? Like it's not that bad. But it kind of explains to you the period preview, what the different sections do, what our learning targets are, and you have key terms over here in the side, okay? So that's pretty much how your modules are organized. And then once you get done with all of your readings and you've listened to all of your lectures, you have a series of assignments, all right? So look down here inside of your assignments tab. We have your reading worksheets, which you should be doing. You can do them during your readings or after your readings. It's up to you. But each of your reading worksheets is worth 10 points, all right? And every single mini mod inside of the period has a corresponding worksheet that you are going to be filling out on your own. So each of these is an assignment, okay? So if you click on it, it should bring up your assignment, and then you can open it up and fill it out on your own. Oh, things are never easy. Here we go. Okay, so this is what your kind of assignments, your reading assignments are going to look like. You're going to fill these out. They're pretty cut and dry. They're just a couple questions and then a chart for you guys to be filling about similarities between people, things, groups, or historical kind of factors, and then making connections. All right. There's also a list of key terms that are here, and it kind of reminds you about what the task of the module, the mini mods are. So all of those things need to be done inside of each of your worksheets, all right? When you're done with your worksheet, all right, you can submit the worksheet for a grade, all right? And so what you do is you're going to browse your computer after you save that file that you opened for me. You're going to browse your computer and you're going to upload it, all right? Please don't write text submissions unless I send you a message saying that I cannot access your files, and then you can send a text submission, all right? Each of those is going to be worth 10 points, okay? So make sure that you're doing those, you're submitting them on time because they're a really big part of your grade, okay? Your quizzes, each period is going to have a quiz with 15 questions, each worth 2 points. They're all multiple choice. They all pretty much only have one answer. You're going to have a lab and media worksheet assignment, which I give you directions here. You're going to click on this top thing where it says lab and media worksheet. It's going to open up a Word document. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look at each of these things down here. Like this one's smallpox, Montezuma, Columbus's discovery of America, and the French landing of the New World. You're going to look at all these, right? You're going to do the readings, and then you're going to fill out the lab media worksheet. You're going to follow these directions and fill it out, okay? So it's going to be about a total of 20 kind of question prompts that you're going to fill out, and then you can, again, upload it for a grade, and you will be good to go. All right, actually, let me make sure that I think I need to, we'll be fine. Okay, so your discussion board, okay? Another thing that you have to do every single module is post a discussion board. The discussion board, however, is not inside of your module. There's no way for me to put it inside of your module. I don't know what the problem is with Blackboard. They need to get on their lives. But I have a rubric here for you all to look at in terms of how I grade your discussion board responses. And if you just go over to my courses, right where you went to your course modules over here in the left-hand navigation pane, if you go to discussion board and click on it, you will find that there is a discussion board here. Yay! So the first discussion board you're going to do is a welcome with a self-introduction. So yay, you're all going to get to know each other and then respond to each other and say hello. But then this is what your modules are normally going to look like. So here's an example of your Module 1 discussion board prompts, all right? And I give you 3 options. I actually pulled this discussion board prompt from the textbook, The Fabric of a Nation, or phone textbook, all right? And so there's also kind of a walkthrough inside of the textbook that gives you kind of a better idea of how to approach these questions and where to kind of look to for answers, right? So it's going to be a coach for you to kind of do better on these assignments. So I would highly recommend actually going to your textbook, the upload that I gave you, and go to page 37 and 38 and looking at the question and then looking at that period to answer the question. You can also pull information from the video audio lectures that I do too, and throw that in there if you want to. So in terms of other things that you might want to know about this page, your announcements are always on the header. Your syllabus is also up here. The content folder is going to be a big one, okay? So inside of the content folder, I again have your discussion board rubric, how I grade your discussion board. I have a folder here which has your Instagram assignment project inside of it, which we will talk about later, don't worry. I have a key terms glossary, which I actually came up with all these key terms. I'm the one who made this. And so if you open that, if you want to have something to like practice keeping up on your key terms, or if you're looking for something inside of the worksheets, key terms, make sure you go to this to find it. And then I also have the front and back matter for the worksheet. So this is pretty much the course design in a nutshell, all right? We will talk about some of the other kinds of smaller things in later, but, you know, other than your grade center and your course modules, that's all you need to know. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. Make sure you guys go through all of your Module 1 work and post your discussion board, your quiz, and your worksheets.